Western Union, and Beacon Insurance.
Always be sure you settle for more. Get up to 35% off Beacon's fully comprehensive vehicle insurance and still cover a whole lot more. Enjoy higher discounts and better coverage for any kind of vehicle, car, SUV, or pickup with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. To sign up, call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and settle for more today.
2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6.
Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they are prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I was just fiddling with something. Didn't realize I didn't put the standby. Anyways, good morning, Christelle. Hold on. Come on into the room, guys. We are back for another week, another ladies' room, and it's always a pleasure having you here. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Lena. Oswin. Good morning. And Oswin is in New York. What's the weather like in New York right now? Marian, good morning. Nicole, good morning. Oswin, what's the weather like? Is it still cold or is it getting there? Hold on, I'm just trying to share. Just give me a second while I share. Yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to come on in the room today because we got a very important subject matter to discuss. Yeah, we got a very important subject matter to discuss, so I'd love if you guys can join us. And the person is listening, so they loved what you're they love to get some feedback from you. Good morning, Kizzy Thomas. Good morning, Richard. Good morning. Who did I miss? Good morning, Richard, Jeffrey, Linda, Janelle. Oh, Linda says it's cold in the morning, but it'll be nice in the evening. Listen, me and Ollie are this nice. I'm not taking nothing from no New Yorker talking about it's nice. Good morning, Uncle Frank. How are you? I'm sure Auntie Karen is somewhere in the background, so good morning to her as well. She's tuned in. We'll check in later. Good morning, Shelly. Good morning, Deborah. Yeah, Oswin, 47 outside. That ain't warm. That ain't no nice. That is cold. Yeah, I'll be telling people I got tricked. Like, it's usually when it's in the 40s, it's nice outside. Listen, when I was there for my birthday, let me just say to people who live in the US and Canada, and wherever it's cold for that matter. Yeah, I'm wearing my new eyes today. Good morning. I tried to delay the inevitable for as long as I could, but I have to, doctor's orders, I have to wear it. I tried to postpone it, but the older you get, that's the thing that goes the fastest, your eyes. And being in front of computers every day wasn't helping the situation. So yeah, I finally joined the club. I had one, but it was just in and out. But this one is like way every day. Yeah, so I was saying, I really admire folks, and y'all deserve, like, I don't know, how do y'all do it? I passed through for 1 week. That day I went outside and I'm walking, minding my business, and I started feeling like, you have to wear your mask. My mask like wet, and I'm like, why is my mask wet? So I removed it a little, and in local parlance, there was fresh coal running out my nose. Like I couldn't stop it. It was just running out, right, just flowing. I'm like, what is this? I don't have the flu. There's nothing wrong. Why is my nose running? I don't care what none of y'all say. Leaving 85 degrees and 90 degrees weather and coming to 47 and 37 and 20s, it is cold. At one point, I couldn't even feel my hand. And when they talk about bundle up, I swear everything I had in my suitcase, I was wearing it. Literally 5 and 6 pieces. And I was cold. So you stay right there with your mindset. It's cold and it's cold. So I admire people who do that every day. For how many years? Y'all are the real MVPs. Having to get up early in the morning. Lindy, I'm not even laughing because where you at over there, you're safe, so you can afford to laugh. Get up early in the morning and face that cold to go to work, and you don't have like your vehicle that you can stay inside and warm up and dash into it, but you have to walk to the train or walk to the bus stop and lay it up. Yo, sometimes I've been tempted, but when I think about it, I'm like, today's what, Monday, and I'm wearing flip-flops. I literally wear flip-flops 7 days a week. To have to go put on boots and tights and socks and pants under and leg warmers and yo, no, no. If for whatever reason I ever leave this rock, God forbid, it has to be where my good friend and sister is. We're going Miami. Y'all in this cold. Y'all could twist and turn it all how you want. It is cold. Long as it is under 70 degrees, it is cold. Yeah, so keep y'all cold weather to yourselves. We're good over here, but outside nice. That's what fooled me. I was told that, like, come outside, come on, meet us outside nice. You don't need to put on a whole lot of things. Just put on, jeans and your boots and just put on your jacket and you're good to go. So I'm like, yeah, well, if this is nice, that means all right. Yeah, nice. What? Anywho's, we are back for another one, another show. We have a situation here this morning we want to deal with. Jeffrey, it is cold. It's cold. Yeah, so we have a situation to deal with this morning, and it's let me read the situation. Miami gets cold, but not the kind of cold that requires you to wear 10 layers. I've been they get a little cold from New York on those places, but it's not like cold where I have to wear all these pieces. Anyway, someone says, good morning. I want to find out from the Facebook family if it is fair for a father to not put money in the court for his kids because he assumes that the mother wants the money to furnish a new house. I want to really get on with this one, but at the same time I want to behave. But I'm like, the devil on the left is saying go for it. Angel on the right saying, nah, chill, it's only Monday. Ease, take a breather. But it's like the devil has the longer fork, so it's poking harder than the angel. So let me see if I can give a balance to this. There's also another one that I had. I posted 2 of them. So let me deal with the first one, and then we're going to come to this one because this one is way more serious. Now, I find them men listening ladies' room because y'all starting to get smart. I don't know what's going on, if that's a good or a bad thing. Who keeps on putting up this wow faces, shock faces? It's annoying. Stop. What are you shocked about? You keep putting up some wow faces, like shocked. Could you stop? It's distracting me because there's no wow factor here to require all these amount of wows that I'm seeing on the screen. All right, so whoever you are, stop, please. Thank you. So as I was saying, it seems as though the fellas are paying attention to the ladies' room this morning because hear this. She says, me and this guy were dating, and I mentioned to him that I'm waiting for marriage to have sex. The guy I'm dating says he's cool with that, and then he mentions that we should go Dutch when we go on dates because he's saving his money for his wife. I told him that's not cool, that he will not spend money on me because I want to wait until marriage. He says that's not the case at all, but clarifies that just like sex, he should be a good steward with his money and reserve that for his wife. I think he follows you. Is he wrong? I'm not sure if he's wrong, but it's funny as hell. It's kind of like the dice or the table turned for a minute, so I guess he caught you off guard. But that's what you call a thinking man. And I mean, my brother, I really can't be mad at you. Um, I can't be mad at you because I mean that is something that a woman might probably do. So the fellas are either catching on or we need to like kick them out of the ladies' room because y'all are getting a little too smart. But how is he? It's like it's almost like fair exchange, no robbery. So, but why would you put somebody in that? So what you're saying here, there's so many angles we can look at this from, right? Because I'm dealing with you. We're not sure on where we're at. You as the man, you of course, sex comes into the picture. And the young lady says that she's not about that life yet. She's waiting until married. So why waste each other's time? Because as far as I'm concerned, if that's what he's looking for, that means he's not ready for marriage. So why waste time? Why do we have to go Dutch? Why do we have to do anything? Why do we have to do anything? Let's just say, you know what, this ain't gonna work. I'm dating with a purpose, but my boy seems to be dating with intentions to have sex and Netflix and sex some more. But homegirl is more interested in building something that leads to marriage. So this is just wasting each other's time, if you ask me. He has no problem that she's, waiting to have sex with the person she marries. And he's saying, well, if that's how you feel, then we should go Dutch when we go on dates because I'm saving my money for my wife, which tells me that you're not the wife that he's looking for. So let's stop wasting each other's time, please. Let's be clear about our intents and purposes. Let's stop wasting time. It's 2022. We've been through a long period. Sometimes some of us didn't even get nothing under that lockdown. Why are we wasting each other's time? Why are we wasting each other's time? Listen, goodbye. I'm trying to make signs for you outside and you can't pick up. Lord, man, slow sometimes. I'm trying to make signs for this young man out there to do something and he's watching me as if I'm speaking Dutch. You're not on camera. Yeah, so do you think he's wrong though? Is he wrong for feeling that way? I really can't be mad at him. It's like, okay, that's what you want. Then why would I invest in something that's not investing in me? So he says that he's a good steward, just like sex. He should be a good steward with his money and reserve that for his wife. So she's reserving her cookies for her husband, and he's reserving his money for his wife. Yeah, the fellas are loving that one today. Y'all are out in your glory. Wow, a smart guy. I think he follows you from a young man drinks on me. I'm happy to see the woman being so fair on this topic. You respect your values, respect his talk done. That's my point exactly. Someone say maybe you want to make fears, no money, no do. I wanted to go down that road. I really wanted to go there, but it's just Monday. So I'm like, so that's what you're looking for, basically. Fair exchange. Well, like I said, to each his own. Anyway, let's get back to the more serious topic. I've said this before, right? And I'm going to say it again. No man worth his salt should ever have to be taken to court by the mother of his child to take care of their children. No man worth his salt. Forgive me for saying man, no boy. Because if you have children, you were a willing participant in the act. Y'all didn't use protection, and as a result, here comes the children. Why should I have to go to the courthouse for them to demand that you take care of two innocent little beings that had no part to play in them being here, did not ask y'all for any rights to be here? They probably wanted to be a duck. Did y'all ask them if they wanted to be a duck? But y'all chose to bring them here. So why should they have to pay for people being petty and being immature? Why is it that we can't put our differences aside and say, like, you know what, let's co-parent? regardless of I can't stand the ground you walk on, you're annoying, I really can't deal with you. Let me make sure that my children are okay. So, like, there's two sides to every story. I couldn't, and we've learned that from our scenario that we had earlier on, when I had to come on air with a bag over my face for defending somebody only to find out they were lying. But be that as it may, we are here now, and the situation here warrants a conversation. So the lady asked me to put this out and wants to know if it is fair. Of course, it's not fair that you have to run behind a man to take care of his children. That is not fair. And like I said, any man worth his salt, you should never have to run after him. I swear, if I was in that position, you would not get a word out of me asking you for anything. I'll make it how I could. And I know there are lots of women who do that. They just can't deal with the stress. It is frustrating. Sometimes you take time off to go to the court to check to see if anything's there, and trip after trip, you like carry the fool further along. Nothing there. But make this make sense, though. You are not going to help. You're not going to put the money in the court because you assume that the mother wants the money to furnish a new house. Where are the children living, though? Aren't they going to benefit from whatever house or whatever furnishing? So you have no problem with your children living on the house or sitting on the floor? And how much money the court does give anyways to furnish house? So I thought they said was like, what, $70? Somebody who's been a part of the court system, what is the amount that you pay for child maintenance? It does not pass 100 for one child, does it? Is that a week or a month? What kind of money y'all getting in child maintenance that could furnish house? The last time I checked, when I visited one of the furniture places, cheap, oh, bad and cheap. So what sort of money you have to pay for these children that you feel the mother would use it and furnish house for said children to live in and to be comfortable? So you don't want the woman to be comfortable, and you don't want your children to be comfortable either. Make it make sense. So that's when they come home, they just behave stupid. The cold, that doesn't make all they behave so up and down the place drinking rum. No, jokes aside though, I would really love to hear from the men this morning. Is this fair? As a man, what would you do? What would you advise? What would you advise? So anybody who's been to the court, can you give me a correct figure per child? The last time I spoke to someone, I think I might be wrong, but I'm sure I heard like it was $70. Why do you even have to go to court to sit and say, you know what? I'm working for $500. You're working for $400. Here's how much we're going to allocate every week or month towards our children. Doesn't mean I'm dealing with you. I really don't want to have nothing to do with you. But for my children's sake, this is what I'm prepared to do. Anything else they need, let me know. Shoot me a message, and I'll be more than happy to get it for them. But why would you refrain from putting money into the court because you think the woman is going to, let us pick up this man and them, Jesus, and have children for them? Not one, but two. Like how? Like, you didn't see sign for the first one? Like the first one, he was good. He was doing what he was supposed to do. Like, really? You don't need to have a relationship with the mother to take care of your children. I mean, things happen. People go south, left, right, whatever. But at the end of the day, like I said, you did not ask for your children to be here. So the most you can do is make sure that they're okay. I mean, if you have reasons to be concerned about how your money is spending, then you can ask a question, or you can go to the court to request that, hey, I don't give the money directly, but I can buy what the child needs, provide all their needs and what have you. Because I mean, it's not like you're eating the money. You have to use the money to buy like food, clothing, school fees, whatever. So unless you ask that, hey, a list of what's needed be given to you and you do the purchasing yourself, if you don't want to put the money into their hands, because with everything else you hear all sorts of stories, and I've had men say, what, they take money and give to their mother or their children and they can't see where it goes. Seen the mother in new weave and this that every week and nails and blah blah blah, and their children look unkempt. So if you're concerned as a father that your money isn't being spent on your child or children, then you go back to the court and ask for their some changes to be made where you purchase the items, because like I said, it's not like you're eating the money. You have to use the money to get what they need. So if you're not comfortable with that, then but to just refrain from helping, because you think the woman is using money to furnish house, same house that your children will be living in and will be offering some measure of comfort. You don't think that your children should be sitting down or laying down on a good bed or sitting down on a good chair? Or is it a thought of the next probably she man come in and sit down on the chair? But again, I'm asking the question, how much money does the court how much money are you supposed to pay? Like, how much money you pay that maintenance that high? Like, seriously, is it that high? Shirley says, I feel like women really need to know the men they're having children with. That could eliminate that problem altogether. But, sometimes you think you could. Listen, there's a saying that goes, see me and come live with me is two different story. We're all too aware that we've been in several relationships that, you thought this person was the bee's buzz. You thought there was, this, you thought there was this, that, or the other. Because everybody puts up a good front, a good showing. And after the fact, when people get really, really comfortable, you start seeing, sometimes if you're not really paying attention, you can see the little flags, but you ignore it because I'm in love. Oh, I like how this person make me feel. And yada, yada, yada. And he's Mr. Right. And then later on, he's old dog and all kind of name. I think a woman has to be really silly to see a man. But then again, you know what? Let me not say silly, because I know of women who are with men who have children with other women and they know they ain't taking care of the children and they're still making children for them. And I don't know what makes you think you're so special that he's not taking care of two. You have little big head Jimmy and John down the road, and he's not taking care of them, but he's going to take care of yours. We often think that we can change men and make them into who we want them to be. Listen, I learned a long time ago, contrary to the belief that men don't know what they want, that was just to keep us off, our nose off the radar. They know fully well what they want and what they don't want. So don't be fooled by men. Oh, I don't know. They fully know what they want. So if y'all are still falling for that, and the fact that he's not taking care of little Timmy, and if you're with a man, to me that is the biggest red flag, that he's not taking care of a child and always has the worst to say about the child's mother. To me, it can't get a bigger red flag than that. I refuse to be with anybody that has children, and you're saying to me you don't have a relationship with your children, you're not taking care of your children because me can take another woman, me and the woman doesn't get along. The woman this, the woman that, the woman. I don't care about what relationship you have with the woman. I'm interested in the relationship you have with the child or children. And there are women who know that. You go into relationships knowing that these men aren't taking care of their children, makes no contribution whatsoever. The mother sometimes even call you to complain. Ask him please to send some milk and some Pampers for your children. And you're sitting there comfortable with that. You get pregnant and you think that homeboy is going to step up. I don't get it. Karina says the average salary here is like $2,000. 17% of that is like $57. So I don't know how this money furnishing. I don't know. Someone says $200 per child monthly. Okay, so if you have two children, that's like $400. What furniture $400 to buy? Not even in them. No kind store you ain't getting that. Bigger said, I just don't want that man sleeping on my good bed I paid for. And they say women petty. That's what y'all think about. It's the worry and concern should be about your children, but you're worried about who man come in and sit on the chair that your money spent for, or who man come in and lay on the bed that your money spent for. You see, y'all just petty another time, eh? Listen, the same way a man shows you who they are, believe them. Don't see what you want to see. And I think that's a mistake we make all the time. We see what we want to see and what's not really there. 70%, 17% first child and adjusted down, 15% second, etc. That is why some men rather negotiate with the mother. So what would you advise? That can even buy food. When was the last time y'all went to the supermarket? When was the last time? Listen, before you break a glasses, man, in the supermarket these days, it's done. And you're looking around asking the cashier if she show. You're walking around asking the cashier if she show. Sheena, you're well late because this topic is right up your alley. I was about to tag you and ask you, where are you? I find you was sat quiet on the books this weekend. Anytime Sheena quiet, she up to something. I already figured you out. Anytime you go quiet or you go missing, you're up to something. So whatever it was, welcome back. But as I was saying, Sheena, the topic is about and you can relate. So maybe you should be the fittest one to give us an advice as to how to deal with it or to give the mother some advice. She says she wants to find out from our Facebook family if it is fair for a father to not put money in the court for his kids because he assumes that the mother wants the money to furnish a new house. So that's what we're talking about this morning. How do you deal with a situation where you've exhausted practically everything? The court to me is the last resort. And if the court gives an order that you pay such and such and you're refusing to do it, isn't that grounds for hold on, let me hear what this person's saying. They should put their differences aside because children are innocent. For me, if it was me, I would take care of my children and play that father figure because a woman will leave you, but someday the same children might love you more. I think it's 150 based on how much they work for. Okay, someone says, good morning, Aruna. The price you pay is based on your salary. I pay $300 for one child. Oh, okay. Got you. So it depends on your salary. So if you're working for $5,000, then it's based on that. All right. So you're paying $300. That's $300 a week or $300 a month? Weekly or monthly? How does it work? Let me just ask. Is that a week or weekly or monthly? Listen, gone are the days you went to the supermarket and you buy $300 worth of grocery and you have that for the month. Grocery and lasting $100 is not even getting a good meal for the day. The rate, if you listen, someone says, I'm in that boat. My child father doesn't give them a penny. I have to do everything for them thanks to my boyfriend who supports me. Wow. I wonder how do you, I'm speaking directly now to the men who don't contribute in any way to their children. Question, like a month? So women are practically super women out here making do with $150 a month for a child. Children these days could eat. Listen, when the niece come at me, I have to ration everything. Listen, don't touch that yet. If you get a chance, like cleaning your house in less than an hour. So I see how. Anyway, let me go back to what I was saying. As a man, though, how do you feel, right? Seeing your children on the street, or probably seeing them with the stepfather or with the mother, and you know that you're not contributing in any way to their upkeep. No contribution. How do you don't feel anyhow? You don't feel like your conscience nothing prick you for a little bit or juke you and say, wow, look at these children. You don't feel no way seeing other fathers with their children and you just there forming the full drinking beer every evening and you're outside and you pack up on Wall Street with your car door open and you're drinking beers and buying beers for man and you don't even know if your children have juice to drink. Like, how do you feel? You're making wrong after wrong one man, and you're not even sure if your child or children had some water for the day. And you don't feel that way? You don't feel like no how? Like you don't feel uncomfortable, you don't feel like guilty, you don't feel nothing? You have no problem making wrongs for a man on Wall Street, but you have problems making sure your child or children are taken care of. Not a different boy. And especially in situations where you know you probably went through the same thing and you know what it felt like seeing your mother struggle, single parent. Why would you turn around and do the same thing? I don't get it. Husband says I can never feel comfortable. I'm eating and I don't know what my child or children are eating. Well, boy, like them eating comfortable and they belching and they still have time to go in the bathroom. Oh, someone says, Sheena says, stop letting fathers get away with not taking care of their kids. While our court system is not perfect, it is a start. Get the paperwork started and get the help you need. Drop your pride and get assistance. Someone says, I know of fathers who never took care of their children, but now they're old and the kids don't need them. They're talking about look how big they get, about their big child. Yeah, you hear it all the time. No contribution whatsoever. But when they hear of you're doing good or whatever, oh, that's my child. Nope. Move from here. I don't know you. Never heard of you. I know not of which you speak. And just like Jesus, it's conceived by pure miracle, not you. Someone says it makes me sad listening programs like these because I've been there. I know what it feels like not to have my dad present in my life and seeing my mother struggle day in, day out. And not only that, my father was in a good position to support or to help, and he never did. It broke my heart every time I went to school, had teacher, had parent and child day, and the only person I saw was my mother. My father was never in the picture. I'm older now and he wants to connect. But at this point, I feel absolutely nothing for him. So there's no way in hell that I will even reach out to him. It is what it is. But I made a promise to myself that the day I fathered a child, I will never ever let my child experience what I did. See, there you go. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if you experience it, you're in the best position to not let it happen to your child. But you sit back and you're okay with it. And I think it's a frustration sometimes and why a lot of women don't go to the court system, because it's like Sheena says, the court system isn't perfect, but it's like if you put measures in place and it is stated by the court you have to pay, whether it's $200 or $300 a month, it's mandated and you don't pay it. Where are the checks and balances? Who's holding you to account? So it's a case of I feel to pay, so I'm paying, even though the court say I have to pay me instead of them. Let me do what I want. It's Father's Day. You don't see some of them, eh? Father's Day. Taking credit for something that they have nothing to do with. No contribution, no nothing. And like I always say, even if you can't, sometimes everybody goes through a period, a rough patch. And if for some reason you can't make, whatever the court states you have to, whether it's 5, 6, 800, but you can give time, even time. Some don't even give time. You don't even, like, you know what? Okay, well, the court says I'm just going to pay. And I don't want, not even, okay, you know what? Let me spend some time with him or her or both of them to make up for, my lack in terms of finances. Let me take care of them, take them to the park, go to the beach, buy a little ice cream, just, some little one-on-one bonding time with them. So they wouldn't just feel like I'm an absentee father. Child support should not be negotiable. My sentiments exactly. Your child needs to eat, be clothed, housed, transported to and from school, extracurricular activities. Someone says these men be butthurt about $300 and that can cover everything their child needs. That barely covers one day. I'm telling you, these little people could eat. Every minute your fridge door opening, they want something to drink, they want a snack. You give them a snack in one hand, but they want a snack in the next hand. Always want a snack. And snack ain't cheap. And they want highfalutin snack. Back in the day, snack was like go and pick 2 mango and some plum or whatever fruit in season. That was your snack. If you're lucky, you'll get a little bomb and biscuit. Children these days have snack boxes and they request what snacks they want. They ain't gonna sit and pick no fruits for snack. So again, I salute some of you women. I don't know how y'all do it. Imagine you have and you have to struggle, much less to have 2 and 3 children they have to feed every day. Especially if they're not even in walking distance to the school, bus fare, break, lunch, dinner, plus school one this, school one that. I don't know how y'all do it with no support. I honestly don't. Father's Day, throwing a picture they have from waiting for you to put a picture on your stories and screenshot them picture, or go on your Facebook page and take people picture and throw a ball in Happy Father's Day to me. They didn't even have a recent picture they could post up with their own child, together with the child. They're taking a picture from the mother Facebook page or somewhere. Happy Father's Day to me. Y'all ain't ish for that, I swear. You're not. Listen, I'm an Oliver daycare. Somebody says daycare. She knows I thought milk and Pampers on daycare was expensive, but the grocery bill be hot. Listen, the grocery bill these days is like, you have to look to the sky and ask Jesus if you have any manna to spare, if he can throw something down. Like back in the Bible or whatever, however the story went, throw some manna on the ground for us, because the way the supermarket set up these days, listen, and if you think it's going to get better, especially with what's happening in Russia and Ukraine, Big Tail says the end result does not account for the contributing factor from the beginning. I'm not saying that I agree with men, but both parents have to be accountable for the end result. Some of us adults give 70 and expect 150% result. That's true. But even if a man contributing $150 depends on his pay slip, I always say, you know what? The person that child or children lives with will always contribute more. Because when 150 done, that done. But you still have to find it, whatever else they need, every single day to ensure that they have it. 3 meals per day. Plus, they're wearing size 2 today. By the time you turn around tomorrow, it's size 5. So the person they live with will always put out more than the person who's, making their contribution. There's no cutoff. Can't say, well, you know what, you give 150, so when that 150 done, my children won't eat. You have to find it. So it has nothing to do with pride. When the courts drag the emotional distress and with it, after a year of not getting anything but a run around, I stopped and did it alone. He will have to deal with his conscience before I let it go, and my kids survive just fine. Unfortunately, there are some who aren't able to do it on their own, because I'm sure if they had that option, they will, and would not be running after anybody to make a contribution. And again, I'm going to say to people, is he making people force you and bawling about be fruitful and multiply? And child must mind? Again, and these are my last words. It is equal responsibility. No one person do it alone. The two of you laid together in the good times. Y'all made promises to each other, blah, 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 when things were sweet. Now, everything downhill is a different story. And I again have to remind women, do not be pressured. Don't let John Public or whoever public force you, because that's what you should do, or that's what you're here for. Rush you into having children that you're not prepared or not in a position to take care of. There's a lot of peer pressure in society towards women. Oh, you reach this age. Oh, when you're making child, you together with somebody. Hey, you haven't make a child yet. Oh, hey, you're playing, and men as well as women do it. You're playing with she. With me, I give she 3 children already, but you leave me with the 3 children. I have to take care of them. People don't sit and tell you the expenses. They don't sit and tell you what comes with having children. Everybody just makes it seem as though it's a beautiful thing. Yes, it's a beautiful thing. But when your little face looking up at you hungry and you can't even give them a cup of tea with some milk, you think that's a beautiful thing to tell your child, I can't feed you today, or you have to eat once for the day? Stop letting people force y'all. If you don't want, if you're not ready, don't let anybody force you and pressure you, because when the pressure starts and you run to them and ask for help, Mama, I have been troublesome myself. Yes, I can. Or they telling you you're begging. Go in and tell everybody. Oh, she make children and she can't mind them and only begging people every day. Society can make you and break you same way. If you feel you're at a stage or age where you can maintain and take care and you're responsible enough, you're working, you have a good paying job, then by all means. But at some point we have to take responsibility. Not everybody you have sex with, you have to show evidence. 9 months later, not everybody needs to know you had sex with this person. Not every man you sleep with have to bring a child to show that I slept with this man. So while you're blaming men for not accepting their responsibility, we also have to accept responsibility as women for not playing our part. When they come with all this story, oh, I like to wear condom, you scratch, it too tight, and I'm getting feeling. Hello? Well, you better find some way to get feeling. No condom, no dice. Just sit back and just accept anything and then complain after. All kind of old story about scratch and then getting sensation. That's your business. Remove it and pleasure yourself if you want that much sensation. Because when it's time to take care of a child, y'all disappear. So if you want to continue playing the fool in 2022 and not taking responsibility and figure, you know what? Even though I'm not ready, I'm still just going to have sex willy-nilly, then that's on you. All right? But don't come pressuring godparents. And let me just put this disclaimer out there. Last time I checked, I had over 20-something godchildren. I'm done. I can't do more. I'm sorry. So anybody pregnant or thinking about it and thinking about putting on my name, I can't make it. I full up for this route. I can't handle it. So stop allowing these men to trick you and making you feel guilty for protecting yourself, or get your female condoms. You have those as well. Go to your OBGYN, go somewhere. Get something that works for you, protection that works for you, because they don't care about you. They're concerned about their pleasure and how they feel. And if they ain't getting their sensation, like I said, go find your sensation somewhere else that have no problem accepting you the way you are. About your scratch and this, that, or the other, you ain't feeling nothing. Are you responsible for your feeling? Listen, especially if you've experienced hardship, you know what it feels like. It is not fair to do that to a child. You experienced it. You know what hurts me the most? Seeing women, you came from a home with 9 and 10 other siblings, and then you yourself turn around and have 5 and 6 and 7, knowing what it felt like growing up in a home with so many siblings. You barely could get the end of a chicken wing. One chicken wing cutting up in about 50 parts, and you get a little flap if you're lucky. Callaloo soup with no meat. Y'all know the struggle. You live the struggle, you experience the struggle, and then you turn around and put your child or children to this. If that is not insanity, I don't know what it is. Like doing the same thing and expecting different results. When we have to take responsibility at some point. It can't just be the men. We have to take responsibility. Because you're the one stuck with child and children when things go south. Even though he does his part by putting money in the court. You think it's easy to have 2 little children, you see, especially carnival coming, and nobody don't want to hold your child? You know, much frustration, and you start beating them up and taking out your frustration on them because nobody wants to babysit. You can't even get their grandmother to babysit because grandmother young for herself and she want to put on her costume and have a good time and be outside. You think she's telling you bring child come to look at child? Listen, we gotta think. It can't be business as usual because I'm tired of having these scenarios and topics. It can't just be a blame the man. At some point, you have to take responsibility. Some of y'all just have sex and you have children. There's been no conversations about, hey, where we at in this relationship? Where we going? You know, what are the plans? Where we heading? Whatever. Y'all just have sex, feel nice, and make child. I don't understand. And then you blame. When y'all am blaming Keith Mitchell, the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell and the National Party, y'all blaming other people. Well, so if you don't want to use your head, you're going to be inside while we're outside, right? Because the man don't want to watch your children, the man grandparents don't want to watch children, the man aunt, the man sister, the man nobody ain't want to watch children. On your side, nobody don't want to watch children. So you fight up and then you're frustrated and then you take out your frustration and you start abusing these kids. Yeah. All your big and all your sense, eh? So do what all you want. All just quick to say, oh, you don't have, I ain't have no stress though. Let's talk about that. So if you want to have just to say you have or to show society that you have and you could make and you're hungry, well, pick your poison. If you want to feel like eating, you feel like eating. When's the last time you eat something nice, according to my mother? All the big and all you have sense. Anyways, we shall check in again tomorrow, same time, same place, for another show. And thank you so much to our friends at Beacon Insurance and Western Union. So Aruna, them others just bad mind. Aruna, I have to laugh because one judge had ordered my ex-husband to pay $50 a month for a daughter. So I had to contest it, and the other judge made him pay $350 based on his salary. Could you imagine $50? Well, yeah, bye-bye. Enjoy the day. Stay powered up, all right? I'll see y'all tomorrow.